Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. I'm not muted. Yes. Oh, winning. Welcome to Law Explaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. How are we doing tonight, guys? How are we doing? I hope you're doing well. There we go. So, yeah, it's the second stream of the day. It's been a while since I've done 2 streams in a day, but hey, here we are. Welcome to that, I guess. I don't know how often it's going to be 2 streams in a day, but I am looking to do more daytime streams coming up, as I've stated, and we'll see where they fit in. Right now, the schedules are collapsing in the good way rather than the bad way. Finally, which means they're just descheduling. Activities are ending and winding down, and it's great. And it's great to go, okay, we get to breathe through this a little bit. What the actual ethnic on time? Who are you? I was not on time. Don't you lie to me or about me. I was 4 minutes late. Am I feeling better or still sick? I mean, I'm feeling better. Am I still sick? Probably, with like whatever disease du jour, I guess, that I may have. I don't know, man. I had a viral infection thing that is gone, so that's good. That was the last sickness I had. It was like 10 fucking days. So, there was that. But other than that, I'm good. Feel good. I wake up in the morning and live through the day. I don't just sleep in a bed. So that's great. Okay. We're not going to belabor this too long. We're not going to belabor this. I'm not going to sit here and talk about all this other shit. We've got a show to get into. I've got a couple topics that I wanted to hit. They look great. They're kind of on point for where the things I talk about on the show. They're not Trump, which is lovely. I love talking about Trump because he's funny, but he gets to be a lot because he's in the news constantly. Fucking constantly in the news. I don't know, maybe because he's the first indicted former president, blah, 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 blah. But tonight is not about Trump. Tonight is about moms, I guess, and dads. Yeah, right. Against video games. Parents of children, redundant, are suing video game publishers because their video games are addictive, making their kids into shits. Because parents have no agency over their children at all. They just default into whatever the child becomes. Like, oh, God, I don't know. It's probably Farmville or whatever. Nothing I can do. Now, look, I'm not laying every like good or bad decision of a child at the feet of the parents, because sometimes kids are just little cute assholes. But they are. Like, they're little shits. But come on now. Like, if your kid's addicted to the video game, just fucking throw it out. Try that one. If you don't, but maybe you want your kid addicted to the video game. I don't know. Maybe you're North Korean or whatever. But if you don't want your kid addicted to a video game, throw it the fuck out. Turn it off. Cut off their access. Like, that's what you have to do. Like, what are their feelings? Clean your room, bucko. Like, what do you want? What do you expect? I don't get this. Like, instead, let's just sue the video game publishers. Like, they knew what they were doing. Wait, so they made something that people would like and keep playing? Oh my God. What criminals. And that's one of the weird facets of our society now. They're like, even going back to cigarettes, right? They're like, they made their product addictive. Yeah. Because like it goes away pretty quick and you want to sell a bunch of them, like lots, because they're little and you don't, per unit price is very small. So you want to sell volumes and volumes. Well, they made it addictive though. Yes. It's a great sales strategy. Be like, hey man, can I get some of that Quake 3? Like what do they expect video game developers to do? Well, we've got this product here, but now hold on. I know as I'm saying this, I like remember Anita Sarkeesian exists. And like there is a group of people who want to make just shit video games that no one likes. and then like give themselves awards or whatever. But I'm talking regular video game developers. Do they expect them to be like, okay, this game's good, but it's like too good. Let's wind down the goodness a little bit. Let's put some localization references into, I don't know, Black Lives Matter or something. So I don't know. We're gonna check that out. And guys, next, I really don't want you guys to worry anymore. Nothing. Don't worry about anything else. The AI shit is under control. You don't have to worry about deepfakes. You don't have to worry about AI copyright stealing everything you own. You don't have to worry about the AI turning your toaster into a mythical flying murder machine. The Senate is on it, guys. There's a joint bipartisan committee in the Senate. They're going to tackle the AI problem and keep that shit under control. And that's good news, because without the Senate, what could possibly, like, AI run amok? It'd be AI you'd be spilling AI all over your jeans every time you like saw an attractive computer. Be like, oh, my AI. It'd be everywhere. You'd have to clean it up all the time. It'd be just hideous. You can never drive a car. You never drive a car, because when you saw like a Tesla drive by, you get AI all over the windshield and all over the steering wheel. The AI would be spilling out of your pores. No, the Senate's here to control that problem. So if you're worried about AI, if you're worried about, you know, what these run amok companies, basically crowdsourcing all of human knowledge and interaction, communication and thought into one, you know, supercomputer that definitely won't have access to military grade equipment. If you're worried about that at all, don't. The Senate's got it. Oh my God. Woo. Ooh. Wow. I felt that coming harder than a senator at a gymnastics competition. Jesus. Anyway, speaking of senators who are definitely not just concerned about deepfakes, they really want AI to succeed. They're not worried only about the deep, like they're a little concerned about deepfakes. They're definitely not worried about deepfakes, though. They're going to tackle it. They're going to stop deepfakes. They're going to stop everything. It'll be perfect. The Senate has it in their capable hands. So we'll talk about that. Then we get to the story I missed out on earlier today. Stolen whiskey. It's a tale of government abuse of power, and nobody fucking cares, and it drives me crazy. And then, of course, the ADL is here to help us out. We don't have enough anti-Semitism. Actually, the ADL has told us, they're like, you know what? We're out here, we're looking around. We see the anti-Semitism. It's nowhere to be found. No, not visible. We don't have shops. We don't have stalls. We don't have kiosks. We don't even have guys with carts of anti-Semitism walking around. How are we going to get the anti-Semitism to the people? We got to have more anti-Semitism. So they're creating new anti-Semitism in the anti-Semitic factories of the ADL. And that's good for all of us, because they're making new anti-Semitism, because there just wasn't enough of it already, which is funny, because I thought the ADL was about like saying that there's too much, but turns out like they got an account. They're all accountants, and they looked at the books again, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is not enough. We thought there was more. Thought there was a lot more. It's like Congress looking at their budget. So yeah, we're going to talk about that too. I just thought that's funny. It's like, why does the ADL need to help new definitions create new anti-Semitism? It's like, I thought we had that under control. Like, do they not think we're doing enough of a job? Like, do we need more Jew jokes so the ADL knows we're good enough at anti-Semitism that we don't need their help? I mean, they probably have the best ones, right? Because like, you make fun of yourself better than most people can make fun of you. So I imagine they're pretty good at it. But I thought we were doing an okay job. I thought we were. Maybe I'm wrong. Usually am. So we'll talk about that as well. And then we may get to something else. I don't know. I'm not probably going to do the longest show tonight, but we'll get where we get. Let's hit chats and let's go. Serrano Guardia says, on a live stream, I baited Joe into looking at Alex Jones's retweet of a Michelle Obama Mother's Day tribute post, or should I say Donkey Dick Shell? I don't know what that means, and I don't like it. Frederick Little says, hey, Nick, it's been a little bit since I watched your live streams. Hey, man, how you been? Hope all is well with you and your family. It is. Also, I hope Lady Raggets, your mom, and her mom had a great Mother's Day. Wait, Lady Raggets, my mom, and the hers. Are you talking about Lady Raggets' mom or my mom's mom? My mom's mom probably had a decent Mother's Day. She passed away a few years ago. So I'm guessing it was kind of like normal for her in heaven. Like maybe, probably, like I hope. I don't know what she did like when I wasn't around, but she seemed nice enough to get there. She was very Catholic, so I guess if the Catholics are wrong, maybe she didn't make it. But I'm pretty sure if the Catholics are right, I'm pretty sure she did. She got to meet base Pope Benedict, so probably. Had to plug in my phone. Lady Raggets' mom. Oh, yeah. No, she did great. They all had a great Mother's Day. My mom was very happy. She got to watch my kids on Mother's Day. She said, Happy Mother's Day. You guys hang out with them. But yeah, it was a good time. And actually, for Lady Raggets and I, we were really busy because, well, my mom watched our kids for the part of the day that wasn't this, but our daughters had a dance recital that day because the smart thing to do is to schedule a dance recital on Mother's Day and make you do all this bullshit. So we were actually pretty wiped out from the dance recital and having these. So we have 3 little girls all in dance, running around, trying to keep them from, getting into too much trouble. But anyway. Hello, Mr. Nose. Nice to see you doing enough Jew jokes for the rest of us plebs. Well, look, the ADL came out. We haven't met the quota, and we're going to get there. So, but yeah, so here we go. Let's get into this first one. Oh my God. Where the hell? So I have to find my unorganized thing. Oh, here we go. Yes. All right. Thank God for parents. Create your account to continue reading. How about create an archive page to read it anyway? Oh my God. If I could type, it'd be better. Oh man, I have to archive this because no one cares about this story. Damn it. All right, well, we'll have to wait a minute. This page was last archived 2 days ago. Well, but you said you didn't have it, you asshole. I just looked. All right. Here we go. You guys have to tell me what you think about this because I've always been a staunch defender of things like video games and movies and other media. I don't understand why people are like, oh, that person sucks. It must be because they played Grand Theft Auto. Like, well, no. Like, don't get me wrong. A lot of people who play Grand Theft Auto suck, but that's just because a lot of people play Grand Theft Auto. It's not because they play Grand Theft Auto. They're not bad people because of that. They're just bad people, probably because of the public school system. So here we go. Kids hooked on video games prompt a flurry of lawsuits. Is this new? Are parents suddenly discovering their kids hooked on video games? I mean, I remember growing up and having a Nintendo and finding out one of my older relatives, like the previous generation, had a video game addiction diagnosed. This is in the 90s, like the early 90s. Like this isn't, what were they addicted to? I don't know, like just Pong or whatever, like bloop, bloop, bloop. I don't know, but video game addiction isn't a new phenomenon. Like it's been around for a bit. So why are we suing now? Frederick Little says, kid, Dad, can you tell me what an eclipse is? Dad, no, son, I can't. I hate dad. I really hate dad jokes sometimes. Here we go. Attorneys for the parents say publishers are addicting users and causing health issues like ADHD and depression. What are they being depressed by? Like don't get me wrong, video games created depression in me because like I had to fight Millennia, the Blade of Miquella, and I'm bad at things. So Elden Ring, I got fucked up because Millennia, the Blade of Miquella, kept killing me over and over and over again. Kushanel Donnerson. What? Cushional Donnerson. Come on. There's not going to be a picture of this person. There's no way there's a picture of Cushional Donnerson. Oh, there we go. There's a Facebook post. This can't be her. Her Facebook page is pretty funny. But this can't be her. There's no way this could be her though. Like, does she have? Can she really have a 14? Damn it, I don't know. You think she'd be talking about it some, but I'm not going to show this person's thing until I'm sure it's them. Hold on, let me see if there's another. Here, images. Channel Donnerson. Oh no, come on. They don't have any pictures of this person, which is probably for the best, except for. No, come on, no. No. This can't. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got preview. No, that's not it. Nope. That's actually not it. That's something else. That's something else horrible and entirely. I'm sorry to keep you in the dark on that. Cushional Donnerson says her 14-year-old has played Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Roblox games so much over the past 9 years. That's starting at 5 if you're not able to do math because you did the same thing. That it led to brain damage, a stroke, and seizures. Uh-oh. Okay. Did the video games now immediately my my child protection sensors are going off. Oh, it's the video games. Brain damage, stroke, and seizures. Was it because they have blunt force trauma from smashing their controller into their own head? Like, what is it? Where did this come from? Jester says game industry is using psych methods that are proven highly addictive and manipulated to adults and aiming them at kids. Casino methods for loot boxes as an example. Fuck text limits. I yawned into the text limit. Look, yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Like, look, I don't like loot boxes. I think it's a terrible thing, but people pay for them. They keep buying them. They're like, God, I hate these. Click, 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 click. But this is Grand Theft Auto, NBA 2K, and Call of Duty. Are there loot boxes in those? I'm not aware. I haven't played video games in a while. So I did play Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't remember loot boxes, but I was kind of bad at it. New York Gamers Federation. Oh, hey, this is a kind of stigma we were founded to fight. Hey, man. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And this is bullshit. It was bullshit when Wayne LaPierre said it. It's bullshit when Cushional Donnerson says it too. So here we go. We've got Jacqueline Angelilli says her 9-year-old has been playing many of the same video games. Your 9-year-old's playing Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto 5. Homie, get it under fucking wraps here. Like, why? Mom, I want to play Call of Duty. No. Done. It was easy. You nailed it. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my God, I just can't stop him from playing Grand Theft Auto 5. You had to buy it for him. It's $70. Fuck are you doing? At an increasing and uncontrollable pace since age 6 and has been diagnosed with multiple psychiatric disorders. You know, there's correlation and there's causation. Okay? Okay, like causation would be video games made my kid this. Correlation would be like, I let my kid play video games in this manner because I also do X, Y, and Z. Like, I don't know, neglect them or put them in a cat box for days. What the fuck? The two mothers have joined a wave of lawsuits, a wave of them, that accuse the video game industry of profiting from intentionally promoting mass addiction. Yes. What? Look, I get it, but really, why is this bad? Mass addiction. The complaints have been stacking up since last year when hundreds of other families won rulings allowing them to pursue similar claims against the biggest social media platforms. Yeah, do you guys remember? They're like, Mark Zuckerberg is so evil. He made Facebook the only thing I want to look at on my phone. When I wake up, I just have to look at it and scroll through because everything important to me is right there. And you're like, oh my God, he created the greatest product anyone's ever heard of. And they're like, no, it's bad because I like it so much. Stop using it. They can't, though, because it's too damn good. So yeah, they wanted to sue the social media companies. Now they're suing video game platforms like, Doom 2016 is fucking badass. Every time that metal track hits, I start shooting demons. When I'm outside, I'm walking around a metro area, and my fucking headphones start pumping up some System of a Down or whatever. I'm like, yeah, and I start blasting. That's what the Sarnaev, no, wait, not the Sarnaev brothers. The ones in California, the San Bernardino, never mind. Decades after tobacco companies were hit with a crush of addiction lawsuits, more and more technology giants are facing their own reckoning in the courts. Now, the addiction lawsuits against the tobacco companies, they had a particular distinguishing characteristic. Those were specifically outlawed for children under the age of 18. Look at these PlayStation 4 game boxes at a store in Krakow, Poland. Wait, what? Why did you go to Poland to take a picture of PS4 games? Is it they're like, oh, the PS5's out. Where are they going to have just a bunch of PS4 games? Like, oh, Poland. They can't count to 5, so they get stuck with the PlayStation 4, I guess. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? I hope you're doing well, Nick. I mean, I think so. I hope you're doing well too, Jeremy. And more than a quarter well. I want you to do full well. Nah, just kidding, brother. Yeah, I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up, let you know what's going on. And what's going on is, yeah, I'm fine. It's great. Anyway, back to this story. Jeremy, what do you think? Why do they have a bunch of PS4 games? Video game addiction that they're talking about here, like these addictive things. To me, that does not scream a bunch of PS4, hard media, right? To me, I'm thinking loot boxes. I'm thinking, phone apps, iPad apps, shit like that. Because I've seen that shit, right? You're like, oh my God, the next Call of Duty is going to be $85. And then they go to their phone and they pull up their, I don't know what those things are called. What's the fucking word for them where it's just you press the buttons that you're supposed to press. It's like every single iPad game or, iPhone game or whatever. Like Farmville was an old one. What's those? Like Raid Shadow Legends and shit. And they just go and they dump. They're like, well, $100 this week, $100 today, $100 tomorrow, 200, 300, 400, 500. They're like, but I'm not going to pay $85 for the next EA Sports title. And they'll drop like $1,000 on an app. That's what I'm thinking of when they're talking about addictive games. I'm not thinking of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance or Sonic Spinball or whatever they have here. Evil West. Jesus Christ. Quote, it makes a lot of sense because these are all the same addictive designs, says Seton Hall University School of Law professor Gaia Bernstein. No! Why? Why did it have to be this way? Who wrote a book? I'm sure she did, about addictive technologies. Did she sell it to all of her students? Oh, come on. So here's Gaia Bernstein, technology, privacy, and policy professor of law, co-director of the Institute for Privacy Protection, co-director of the Gibbons Institute for Law, Science, and Tech. So here we go. Oh, God, what a wreck. Professor Bernstein's book. Glad one of those bears finally broke the glass ceiling. Unwired, Gaining Control Over Addictive Technologies was published in 2023 by Cambridge University Press. Unwired has been broadly featured and excerpted, including by Wired Magazine. That's ironic. Time Magazine and the Boston Globe. It has received many recognitions, including as a Next Big Idea Must-Read Book, a finalist of Prose Award in Legal Studies, and a finalist of the American Book Fest Award in Business Tech. Professor Bernstein is also the founding director of the Institute for Privacy Protection. All right, here we go. Jesus Christ. Ugh. So, yeah, here you go. That's the person right there who says this makes so much sense. It's all addiction. Everything's addictive. All the technologies. Parents' attorneys are attempting to have more than a dozen video game addiction lawsuits filed so far, grouped together before a single federal judge at hearing set for May 30th in Salt Lake City. While victory for the parents is far from assured, God, I hope they lose dramatically. Far from assured. Where the fuck was that? The risk for the game publishers is real. Is real. Gaia Bernstein. They're everywhere. If the litigation follows the explosive path of the social media lawsuits, the industry could theoretically face hundreds of millions of dollars in damages, which is like one week of loot boxes in Fortnite. Even if not on the scale of the $206 billion big tobacco settlement of a quarter century ago, just as significant, getting pummeled in court could force publishers to make their games less compulsive, but they might like it, potentially lowering users' screen time and thus raising the likelihood they'll spend less on downloadable game products and lucrative in-game payments. Donnerson and Angelili's targets include Microsoft, Nintendo of America, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Roblox, and Fortnite developer Epic Games, among others. The companies are part of an industry whose global revenue is forecast to top $200 billion by 2026. Man, video games make a shitload of money. And the fucking tap games, they make so much. Oh God, that's why they want those games, because the Chinese buy them. Oh shit, CD-ROM 1019 says, hey Nick, I decided to unplug a while back and haven't kept up with the streams and replays. Not sure what's got X in a tizzy over you again. It's always something, brother. But hope life is cool. He also says, I grabbed a souvenir for you from a recent trip to Omega Mart. Watch your P.O. box. By the way, you never told me if you enjoyed your Frutinari punch. I didn't drink that shit. That's just having that shit makes me gay. Drinking it would, I mean, maybe I'd turn straight again. Did you ever get around to penciling in Streeter for a show? No, I have not, because I'm terrible, but I do need to make that happen. I know. I stopped inviting guests for a while, but we're back to it now. So here we go. The Entertainment Software Association, of which Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, and Epic Games are members. You know these guys have like in-game hitmen, right? Like playing your game, and some guy's like, get him, you know. And all of a sudden you get mobbed by a bunch of dudes and they just kill you. They dispute the lawsuit's claim that the games are harmful. Yeah. I mean, are they harmful? This is a good fucking question. And it's legitimately, I'm asking you, Chad, are video games harmful? Maybe we'll put it to a poll over on YouTube. Be cool if we could do that over in Rumble, but not quite yet. So are video games harmful? It's a really good question, because I always go with the premise of no, obviously they're not harmful. They're video games and people are responsible for their own actions. A video game doesn't make you into something else. Like, but it made me addicted to the video game. No, it didn't. Like, you got addicted to the video game, sure. Control that. You either get a control on your addiction or you don't. But that's not up to the video game publisher. Well, it made it addictive. Yes, they want you to buy more of them. The problem is they keep making them shitty. So, like, I stopped buying them a long time ago. Like, none of these are fun anymore. Question is too vague. But it's like, how are we determining that these are just harmful products? So they say we prioritize creating positive experiences for the entire player community and provide easy to use tools for players, parents, and caregivers to manage numerous aspects of gameplay. Yeah, it's crazy now. So if you have your kids on like a Microsoft account, like an Xbox thing or whatever, and you have them on Microsoft Family because you want them to be embarrassed in front of their friends and stuff like that, you can actually set limits on what they can do. You can limit the amount of time they spend on a particular, application, particular video game, amount of time they spend on the internet. You can monitor and regulate what they look for through the internet browsers and stuff like that. So it's back in the heyday, the halcyon days of my childhood. You couldn't do any of that shit. You had to do that with your fists. It was like, get off that fucking computer. And my dad didn't hit me over the computer, but somebody's dad actually. My friend's mom was Mexican, and I remember sandals flying at us all the fucking time. So some people did get hit over video games by parents. Wasn't my parent, but I did get hit by chanclas. So here we go. The association said in a statement, claims that say otherwise are not rooted in fact and ignore the reality that billions of people globally of all ages and backgrounds play video games in a healthy, balanced way. No, that statement goes too far for me also. Like billions don't play video games in a healthy, balanced way. I don't even know what a healthy, balanced way to play a video game is. It's just a nonsensical statement that someone has. God damn it. That's what I hate. When they come, they're like, no, your statement's nonsense. I'm like, yes. And then they say theirs. I'm like, no, that was all so stupid. Microsoft said it deferred to the ESA statement. Epic Games declined comment. They're too busy collecting loot boxes. Nintendo, Roblox, and Sony Interactive did not respond to requests for comment. Roblox actually made the user base create the response. The gaming suits stand to benefit from early rulings in the social media cases that Packing holes and poking holes are two different things. That poked holes in the legal shield internet companies have relied on for decades. Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. A California state judge in Los Angeles and a federal judge in Oakland overseeing a total of more than 1,000 cases found last fall that the 1996 federal law, which protects platforms from being sued over content posted by third parties, doesn't apply to algorithms designed to keep users visiting their sites. I mean, I guess that's not a third-party posting, so why would it? But even if plaintiffs such as Donnerson and Angelilli clear the Section 230 gateway hurdle, others remain. Oh my God, look at these people. Oh God, there's a Spiegel. He's like, I will solve the Jew problem. Mr. Jason Citron, so that guy's like lemon flavored. Mr. Evan Spiegel is German, speaks for himself. Mr. Shu Chu is a comically named Asian man. Ms. Linda Yacarino. I don't even know what. I don't know who that. And Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. Linda Yacarino. Oh, isn't that the chick that Elon Musk has running Twitter now or whatever? Microsoft and Roblox argued in a March filing seeking dismissal of a suit brought against them in Arkansas. Well, I don't believe this is all. Arkansas doesn't have the internet yet. The parents who condemn their games as too engaging miss the point that the content is protected as free speech under the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment. Yes, thank you. And let's just get to that real quick because that's kind of the important part of this. This is like it's free speech, free expression. You create a product. It tells some story. It has creative value to it. That creative value brings people back. They're like, oh, you can't do that. It's like, wait, where does the First Amendment say, but not these cool video games, though? Where is that? It's like, oh, and loot boxes aren't included. Why? Why not? I mean, loot boxes are cleverly named. Typically, they have different designs that someone spends time on, like not much, but a little bit of time on. They have creative energy that goes into them. You know, there's enticement to buy bigger and better loot boxes, not just because of what you're going to get out of them, but literally the design that they put into the stupid loot boxes themselves is something that someone thinks is important to players. And they're probably right. Like, as dumb as this sounds, someone out there who's going to spend $100 on a loot box would be less likely to buy it if the fake animation of the loot box looked like trash. Someone would. They'd be like, oh, I was going to buy. Doesn't look that good, though. I'm probably not going to get any good stuff out of that. That's a waste of $100. I got to buy the $500 one. The lawsuits the companies contend present the digital equivalent of suing a video library for distributing allegedly addictive movies, a recording studio for providing a forum and equipment to create music that is too catchy. Exactly this. Yes. And if you think you can argue that video games use addictive mechanisms that the music industry and movie industry don't use, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. People will listen to the same song 1,000 times in a row, especially if it's a damn kid and a Pixar movie and a fucking Disney song that comes from the Pixar movie. Oh God, they're gonna listen to that same fucking Let It Go shit every day, 1,000 times a day. Another challenge for parents is that the laws governing personal injury suits haven't changed as quickly as the technology landscape, which is probably good. Product liability statutes were written to address tangible goods like the nicotine that makes cigarettes addictive, not the software code that powers entertainment platforms, because it's fucking different. It's really fucking different. Nicotine is a chemical that is extracted from something, right? Software code is something created by someone to do something. They're wildly different purposes. Beyond that, the parents will need to prove that the harms their kids are suffering stem directly from their use of the technologies and not from other influences in their lives. Can you imagine cross-examining Mrs. Donaldson about her 14-year-old's daily habits that led to all this brain damage and shit? I'm sure that there's nothing that could possibly be condemning to that family in there. In this new legal frontier, a core claim by plaintiffs is that company-built algorithms function like casino slot machines doling out intermittent jackpots, which take the form of time release rewards in video games or likes on social media apps. Court filings in the social media litigation compared children to the mice in B.F. Skinner's famous experiments that appeared more likely to press a lever when it dispensed treats at random rather than consistently. Oh, yeah, you need that randomness. If you always get a treat, you don't want the treat. Like sometimes you need it to be a little harder to get, you know what I'm saying? The video game complaints draw on research showing that long-term gameplay activates the brain in a way similar to drugs. Oh my God. It can damage cognitive function. The allegedly resulting list of conditions cited in the suits include attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and high blood pressure, as well as emotional distress and social isolation. Yeah, if you're a StarCraft player in a league against Koreans, yeah, you're going to, I can't win. I get it. I understand. But it's not the same mechanism that drugs are producing. Like, drugs can produce these same effects, but it's physiological. This is because you're so fucking pissed off that you keep getting teabagged every 8 seconds. I can't go and buy liquor or anything like that 24/7, says Angela Lily's Atlanta-based lawyer, Tina Bullock. What the fuck is this? The fact that this can be in a child's hands 24/7 is shocking. The last person to say that line was Jared Fogle of Subway. The medical community is increasingly investigating video games' possible health impact. Yes, of course. It's always the same fucking thing. It's always this, right? Any new media technology, even when it was books, they're like, books? People sitting around reading books are going to go retarded. We need them to go outside and eat rocks and shit. Anytime they're like, what's the medical effect? Medical effect of video games is the same as anything else that you put into your brain. If you do it all the fucking time, it's all you care about, it's probably not good. But it's not the video game's fault, it's your dumb fault. The World Health Organization, they've got good credibility, recognized gaming disorder as a diagnosable illness in 2018. Listening to the WHO is a diagnosable illness now, coinciding with a surge in rehab programs for hardcore gamers. This is how we take a shower. This is how you take a shower. This is how you change clothes. The American Psychiatric Association in 2013 called for further study after examining the issue for several years. And in 2023 said the research and debate are ongoing. Oh my God, that's just grant fishing. Look, we've been looking at this a long time. We're going to need to look at this a while longer. Then to get 10 years later, they're like, it's still going on. We're going to need that grant money. Researching scientific consensus can take time in this space after decades of worry that video games trigger real world violence. That's right. Remember when they banned that game Death Race 2000? Because like, oh my God, the violence is so real. It's like this little fucking 4-bit sprite go bloop, 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 bloop. And when you run over a little stick figure, you get 500 points. Like, we can't have that. That's too violent. Or Custer's Last Stand, the greatest video game of all time, where you play as Custer and you have to dodge the arrows and then go sex up the native girl at the end of the screen. Like, this is we got to ban this too. Everybody's going to become General Custer and go out and have sex with Native Americans, and we can't have that happening. We need casinos. We don't need to dilute the bloodlines, except with alcohol. The American Psychological Association in 2020 said there is insufficient scientific evidence to support a causal link between violent video games and violent behavior. Obviously. You know how we know? Hundreds of millions of people play violent video games constantly, and they don't mass shoot up everything all the time. There. Solved it. Done. Lawyers are already moving on to other technologies that they say are being used to exploit vulnerable populations. Yes, the lawyers will move on to anything that they can be first on. Attorney Tim Giordano, whose firm filed a suit on Valentine's Day against Match Group Inc. on behalf of users of its Tinder and Hinge dating apps, says that addiction and psychological manipulation know no age. He adds, anybody can fall prey, especially with the dating apps when they are misled with the strongest carrot known to mankind, love. This guy is suing Tinder and Hinge for getting people too much ass. They're getting addicted to getting ass after the first date. No, we can't have this. This sets the expectations too high. They're getting ass all over the place. Oh my God. These chicks are turning down too many men. They're getting addicted to it. What are we going to do? Match in a federal court filing in San Francisco last month said that Tinder and Hinge users must use private arbitration for any dispute rather than pursue a court remedy because they accepted the app's terms of use. I fucking hate those arbitration agreements they're called adhesion contracts where you have to accept them. But they uphold them all the time. And in a statement, a Match spokesperson noted that the company's business model isn't based on user engagement metrics. This lawsuit is ridiculous and has zero merit. The spokesperson said, we actively strive to get people on dates every day and off our apps. We want them to get off of our apps. We want them to be gone. Anyone who states anything else doesn't understand the purpose and mission of our entire industry. Right. Yeah, sure. Tinder's like, no, stop using us. Stop getting ass, please. Oh, God, I want you to just get... Tinder's like, please get married. Please get married to this girl who used angles to make you think she wasn't 332 pounds. Besides Matthew Lawrence, an Emory University law professor whose research focuses on addictions, says a user's weakness for dating apps is a different category of seriousness from children strung out on screen time. Strung out on screen time. Can you imagine, like, hey, Mom, Dad, I gotta go to school. I gotta get me some of that Call of Duty when I get home. They're too strung out on screen time? Jesus Christ. Keith Richards beat every chemical, but fucking one overnight with his buddies playing Fortnite, he'd be toast. We don't have a Surgeon General's report that I've seen about the dangers of dating apps to 30-year-olds, Lawrence says. Well, you need one? Oh my God. Isn't there just a Surgeon General's report on the dangers of dating to 30-year-olds? Is it just AIDS and syphilis and stuff? Jesus. It's always the same, right? It's always parents blaming someone else for something. Like it must be something else that happened to my kid. All right. Who are you going to sue now? Just sue the government. Just sue the government already. They did it. Don't you want to know about these? Like, oh, I want to know about these moms. I want to know so fucking much about these moms. I want to know what their day-to-day life is like with those kids. Seriously, guys, as a parent who has children who play video games, the most important word you have in your repertoire is just no. Hey, Dad, can we play Fortnite? No. Sorry, son, you're not gay. I can't let you do it. It's in the rules. It's in the fucking rules. I can't let you play. Okay, what about Overwatch? Don't make me get my gun. Please just don't. Don't do that. Just say no. You have to buy the thing for them. They don't work. These kids, they're talking about these kids getting hooked on Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto 5 at 6 years old. Where's their dad? Why is Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto in the house? Why is it? Do you want your boyfriend to stay? Is that why it's there? Come on now. Let's be honest. I hate these stories. I hate these people who are like, something happened to me. It must be because of someone's entertainment. Now we got to fuck it up. Now we got to fuck it up. We got to make things more expensive. We got to make it more cumbersome. We have to just fucking disregard anything related to speech and the protection of speech ever. You're like, oh, corporations don't get speech. Yes, you do. Yes, they do. We want corporations to have free speech too. Like, we really want that. If corporations don't have free speech, you don't either, effectively. You're not big enough to have it. You're not making the video game. You're not making the movie. You're not making the music. You need somebody bigger. And if they don't have the freedom to do it, what the fuck does your freedom matter? Because eventually you're going to be part of that freedom. If you want to entertain people, if you want to be in that industry, you'll be a portion of the entertainment. And it'll be your speech contributing to the overall speech of the corporation. That's how it's supposed to work. That's why they have a right to free speech, because it's a collectivized right, but it's collected by voluntary participation. You have your individualized right to free speech. Don't get me wrong. It's not solely a collective right. Just when it applies to organizations, entities that are non-persons that have multiple people involved, all of their speech and ideas get funneled into the entity's interest. And that's fine. They choose it. They choose to participate in that. They choose to create that thing. When they choose that, they make something beautiful. Like The Hills Have Thighs or whatever on Cinemax. Because of course they do. Look, I hate censorship. I hate when the people, the citizenry, are like, censor me harder, Big Daddy G. Like, censor all over my face, please. Oh my God, I just want to get these video games out of here. Oh, censor me. And you're like, why are you doing this? Why would you want this? Why do you want these people looking at what you do, what you consume, what you buy? Why do you want them telling you what your kids can and can't? They're like, we don't have a solution for this. I can't tell my kid no. So I'm going to go to the government and have the government tell my kid no for me. Why don't you just skip that step and you tell them no? Have you tried that? Just do that. Just say no, like Nancy Reagan did to Ronald all the time. All right, guys. Here we go. I'm going to go to the bathroom a little early tonight because I have to I've been drinking tea like a motherfucker. I have to pee really bad. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. We'll do the Rumble flip after I get back. A little bit different. And then we'll move on to the next one, which is the Senate tackling AI, which I'm sure that's going to go very well. I'll see you guys in just a bit.
a fair bit and then realized that his bladder can't handle the liquor inside, leaving us with his chair while he runs up the stairs, hoping the stream doesn't suddenly die. While we are waiting, we'll be laughing at you. The drinking along is what most of us do. The chat is united, getting excited. What you have for us when your being is through. When you have a small bladder and no sphincter control, freedom of liquor doesn't mean freedom from soaking your drawers. Now you're washing your hands and you realize that you've forgotten to scrub both the front and the back. Then you'll grab a quick bite, kiss your lady goodnight, and remember to thank her for all of the snacks. Whoa, water will cure your hangover. Oh, so drink some when the stream is over. When you have small bladder and no sphincter control, freedom of liquor doesn't mean freedom from soaking your drawers. Soaking your drawers. He drank a fair bit and then realized that his bladder can't handle the liquor inside, leaving us with his chair while he runs up the stairs, hoping the stream doesn't suddenly die. While we are waiting, we'll be laughing at you. The drinking along is what most of us do. The chat is united, getting excited. What you have for us when your being is through. When you have a small bladder and no sphincter control, freedom of liquor doesn't mean freedom from soaking your drawers. Now you're washing your hands and you realize that you've forgotten to scrub both the front and the back. Then you'll grab a quick bite, kiss your lady goodnight, and remember to thank her for all of the snacks. Whoa, water will cure your hangover. Oh, so drink some when the stream is over. When you have small bladder and no sphincter control, freedom of liquor doesn't mean freedom from soaking your drawers.
God damn it. Arrgh! Okay. So I was saying, we just got done talking about this lawsuit against video game companies for as an excuse for these moms, because I didn't see any dads in the article, but these moms whose children have turned out bad, and they have to blame somebody. By turning out bad, I mean like, oh, we've got brain damage or whatever. Well, who doesn't, bitch? They've got brain damage. They've got they're having a stroke. So if your kid's having a stroke at 14, it's not Grand Theft Auto. I promise it's not Grand Theft Auto that's doing it. And if it is, oh my God, stop them from playing Grand Theft Auto. Why is this hard? All of this is simply solved by saying no, taking away an iPad, a phone, an Xbox, a PlayStation, whatever. I know they're like going to their dealer. They're like, I need some of that PlayStation Network or whatever. I can't. What are they doing? How are they going to get it? These kids are 5 and 6 years old, and they're addicted to NBA 2K. Like if they were white kids, it'd be Golden Tee, but they're addicted to NBA 2K at 5 years old. Like, why? How are they addicted to this? How do they have so much access to these video games? How are kids under 10, especially, getting so many fucking hours? So many fucking hours to play video games. How is that? You're letting them play for what? 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 hours? Like, oh, they just can't stop them. You can actually. Take them video games away. Put them in bed. So anyway, this, of course, results in a lawsuit against people who have nothing to do with the parenting of children, being blamed for someone else who wanted nothing to do with the parenting of their own children. Iceman 1014 from Local says, oh my God. Fucking allergy season is ramping up. I'm sneezing like crazy. Prepare yourself, Japan. Just got here from Iceman. Damn it. Oh my gosh. The sneezing. Just got here. Nick, as you know, I'm a preacher and have been for 8 years. There's nothing wrong with the medium. If there's something wrong with a game, don't buy it. Don't let your child play it. Be a parent. It's parents passing the buck to daddy super producer government, to quote Drex. Ticks me off. Correct. Of course it is. You always have, well, these people always have someone else to blame. It's always someone else's fault that their kid did X, Y, and Z. It can never be them. And it's rough. You know, you always want to think you did a good job with the kid, right? Like Dahmer's parents or whatever. Like he was good. Like he loved animals. He's friendly. He had an affinity for cooking, freeze-dried storage, but we never saw it coming. Must have been video games. Must have been something other than me every single time. It's like sometimes kids do a bad thing. Sometimes kids act up, act out, whatever. That doesn't mean that something caused it. Sometimes they're just kids, right? Like, oh, my kid has ADHD. It must be all the video games. Or your kid has ADHD. Like that's a thing that happens. Oh, my kid had a stroke. What? I don't know. Maybe if you didn't feed him public school lunches. I don't know. Why your kid had a fucking stroke? Is it video games really causing your kid to have a stroke? Sounds to me like there's some child abuse going on. But hey, I have no idea. I don't know these people. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. Someone says vaccine. That's a good question, right? Are the kids vaccinated? I mean, I can't imagine a kid who from 5 to 14 has played so many video games that they're addicted to them. 5 to 14. Jesus Christ. I mean, don't get me wrong. My youngest is 6. My oldest is 16. All of my kids play video games in some capacity. My 6-year-old does not play very many video games. Usually it's a brief video game that they're being like, one of their older siblings is like, hey, I made something for you in like Roblox or Minecraft or whatever. And they're like, I want you to see it. And then they kind of walk them through it because the 6-year-old doesn't actually want to play a ton of video games. They probably will in a couple years, but right now they want to like watch a movie or a video or whatever, go play outside or brush a doll's hair. They want to play with a cat. Like the video game thing is a little bit more, I guess, it's not as concrete. It's abstract. It's a thing that doesn't really exist that they're interacting with, and they get it. She's really fucking smart. They get the concept, but it's just not as entertaining to them. As they get a little older and their brains move towards more abstract thinking, video games become more enticing. They're able to disassociate from the present world and enter into fantasy and fictional worlds with more abandon because there's less fear that those worlds are real. And so that's kind of a cool thing to watch happen. But these kids are like, my kids are still barely playing. The young ones are still barely playing video games. The older ones play tons of video games, but the way they play is way different than how I played video games at 16. That's the crazy thing. I watch my kids grow up and they started playing video games, Minecraft, Roblox, whatever. And now I watch them actually code shit in real time, creating these maps and games and things that happen in programming language. And I'm like, and they talk to each other about how they want to create a thing. And they're like, here's how I would do it. And they use like a set of code lines. And I don't know enough to like know if they're right, but I know enough to recognize what they're talking about. And the language that they're speaking is a coding language. And I'm like, holy shit. They're not just playing games, they're creating things. They're solving problems. They're doing things with games that are different than what I did. Like, I just played Masters of Magic and Master of Orion a whole shitload. It's fucking crazy. What they're doing with video games now is so much more than making games. That's why, man, I was marveling when Roblox went public. I know people are saying Roblox sucks or whatever. I get it. Roblox IPO. Here's the crazy thing, though. So Roblox goes public March 10th, 2021. And you go, okay, well, here's a game. It's a stupid game that a bunch of stupid people play. The valuation of Roblox at the IPO was $41 billion. $41 fucking billion. Oh shit. Like, you realize what these things are. They're not just games, they're tools, they're micro economies. There's something that goes beyond what we knew of growing up. And you go, damn. And then you see the reason Roblox becomes such a valuable property or commodity or whatever you want to call it is because it's not just a game. It's an environment, an ecosystem, right? Where you can create games, you can create micro economies for yourself. You can monetize it, and people do very well. Just like everywhere else, anything that can be monetized, someone wins at. Usually the Jews. But I remember how excited my kids were when they had like a little Roblox group that was able to sell these t-shirts that they designed, like not real t-shirts, like Roblox t-shirts for their characters. They made like $9 of in-game currency. It was like, all right, like keep going, I guess. But there is still a limit, though. Like, your kids still have other shit to do. My kids still have piano, violin, soccer, speech, dance, whatever they're doing. They have all these things to do. And if they keep playing fucking Roblox, I take the damn iPad away. They say, do the shit you got to do first, then make a microeconomy for yourself. Try that. My daughter was telling me she was playing Minecraft, and you can make like little paintings for the walls or whatever. I think it was Minecraft. So yeah, I sold some paintings for the walls. I was like, Jesus Christ. These little kids are sitting here like trying to make money already. They're creating nonsense in nonsense. But this shit's worth real cash. And it's crazy to think about. And here we are listening about these 6-year-olds playing Grand Theft Auto like too much. Well, if they're not like just running over every person that they see who's in a blue. Never mind. We're going to skip that. All right, here we go. We're going to move over to Rumble exclusively. We're going to talk about the Senate versus AI. Pendar says, come play EverQuest again. I would fucking love to, but there's no time. I don't have time. When I was in college, I would play so many hours of EverQuest. 10 plus hours a day, 15 hours some days on the weekends. You just don't go to sleep. You keep playing. You got a George Foreman grill. You got a pack of hot dogs. You got some ramen, one bowl. You only need one bowl in college, one bowl in microwave. You just keep making ramen all day. It's fine. Hot dogs. You got a loaf of bread. It's endless hot dog buns. You just keep doing it. I can't do that shit anymore. You don't have time. That's why these games are not appealing to me, because I want to play them to that level and I can't. So thanks for the invite, but no, fuck you. I'm not playing EverQuest ever again. All right, guys, we're going to flip over to Rumble. The link is in the description on YouTube. It's also in the pinned comment. If you want to join us, please do. Please do. We got some show left. We're going to talk about the Senate versus AI, then stolen whiskey, those motherfuckers. And then if we get to it, the ADL telling us how to hate Jews even better, I guess. All right, guys, we'll see you over there. If you don't follow over to Rumble, have a good night. Peace. Peace.